You finish work at 5:30, but maybe you have to stay a little longer. Then it's an hour commute home. You cook, you tidy up a bit, you shower, and suddenly it's time for bed. You end up the day feeling like you barely have a moment to do something that is meaningful to you. The worst feeling isn't just being unhappy in life, it's feeling hopeless. It's when you know exactly what you want and you probably have a rough idea on how to get there, but then the reality hits. You've got bills to pay, you've got responsibilities, you need to work, you need to survive, and because of that, you don't feel like you really have a choice. You don't have time. So day after day, you end up feel like consciously wasting your life. Not because you want to, but because it feels like that's the only option you have. And I get it, I used to feel exactly the same way. I know if I have more time to just learn free skills, I won't be stuck at the same place in the next year. But here's what changed everything. I started noticing the small things, the silent things that were actually wasting my life without me even realizing it. And when I finally stopped doing these 5 things, everything just started to shift. I've been able to build something that is very meaningful to me while working within the same constraint, a regular 9 to 5. So here's the good news, you can fix this. You don't have to keep watching your life slip through your fingers. You can create space for whatever that is matter to you. And in this video, I will show you how. The last point goes against what a lot of people say, and it might just shock you, but I personally think that it is very helpful, so stay to the end. You probably have some friends that you hang out with but don't really connect with. You don't share the same goals, you don't share the same values, you don't share the same mindset and interests, but they are fun to gossip with or grab a drinks during the weekend. And that's exactly the connections that you need to avoid. And I know your objections, but please let me explain because I'm saying this for your own good. I'm not talking about the real friends who can both have fun and show up for you. I'm talking about the people who are only around during the good times, and deep down, they will not be there when you are struggling in life. If someone only in your life to have fun, but they don't support you, they don't grow with you, they don't challenge with you, they are not adding value. And in fact, they might be draining it. It might sound very harsh and you may realize you actually have to say goodbye to some of the friends, but these are the people who will vanish when you are struggling. They are not here to help you to solve any problems that you have, but you keep investing time and energy into these people but get nothing in return. So you might say, but having fun makes me happy. Isn't that something worth it? And sure, fun has its place, but real happiness, especially at this stage in your life, should come from living with purpose and making steady progress towards what actually matters to you. Because when the parties end, your problems are still there, and those people won't be, and you will realize the only thing that you gain is just a hangover. This one might sound a little controversial. The second thing is to avoid the way you consume the news. I'm not saying that you should live in a bubble, but the truth is a lot of news are not helping you understand the world or helping you to become a better person. You think you're just staying informed, however, most news are designed to grab your attention but not giving you clarity on what's happening in the world. Headlines are built to trigger your emotions, especially fears, angers, and outrage. And there is a psychological principle called negative bias, and it talks about our brain are actually naturally wired to negative things more than a positive ones. There's so many research about these kind of topics, but I'm not going to list in here. So anyway, news are not keeping you informed. It's about keeping you hooked, because your attention equals to their profit. So don't fall into this trap. But now you may say you need to know what's going on with the world, and I think that's fair. However, I think if something that is truly important and you need to know, you will know, but not through the news, but through people that is around you, the social media, the poster, because I don't actually read news. I know there is COVID because everyone around me was talking about it. That's why I know I need to wear a mask, I need to have the social distance, and I know there are wars, and again, thanks to everyone who was discussing around me. I might be living in a bubble, but I don't regret it because people around me just act as a free news reporters, and I used to save the time to do something that actually matters to me, like building my channel. So what you need is intention. Be intentional with what you consume. If you care about finance, tech, just go deep on those. Follow the source that is actually educates you instead of just grabbing your attentions and not giving you clarity. This is something that I will keep repeating until it sticks. Avoid a job that eats up your life, because if your job drains all of your time and energy, you won't have anything left to build something meaningful after your 9 to 5. For most people, their biggest struggle is their 9 to 5. You're working too much, you're overwhelmed with the workload, your role is not flexible, you're not getting the support that you want, and the work itself just doesn't help you grow. So you feel drained, stuck, frustrated, just surviving, but not living a life. But here's the problem, most people try to fix everything except their job. They try the time management, productivity hacks, but never deal with the real issues that is a job that's actually eats up your life. So let me just repeat again. Avoid a job that is going to steal your life. This isn't about being lazy or wanting a high salary without doing anything. I know that you're hardworking, you're responsible, and you just want more out of your life. But if a job leaves you empty, how can you possibly create something outside of it? After COVID, a lot of companies started to pushing like 3 to 4 days in the office, but that just didn't work for me. I knew that kind of commute would kill my energy and leave me no space to create what I want to create. So I got very clear on my priorities. Flexibility is a non-negotiable when I look for a job. So even if some recruiters reached out to me with a much higher pay, a better salary, I will say no. I will just object with no hesitation. And eventually, I found a role that gave me both flexibility and a much better pay. On top of that, right now I've got a very supporting team. I've got solid training, and I am in a company that supports my growth. So the takeaway in here is don't settle for less, because you deserve the time and energy to build something that is actually matters to your life. Reserve the time and energy to build your dream life. So here's what I want you to do. Get clear on what you want in a job. Define your priorities, it is flexibilities, growth, or salary, and only apply to roles that's actually aligned with your priorities. And then say no to the rest. Don't waste time on interviews that you already know is a no. Your job should support your life, but not to consume it. I actually surprised when all the self-development YouTubers only talk about avoiding social media. Seems like that's the only thing on your phone is going to draining your life. But think about it, we don't just scroll Instagram or TikTok. We shop, we play games, we check Facebook, we watch random YouTube videos, browsing random stuff when we are bored, during commutes, while waiting friends, or the first thing when we arrive home. And we always tell ourselves it's just a few minutes, and we all know how it's going to end. So if you catch yourself constantly scrolling out of habit, I will highly recommend you to try some apps that can help you to focus. The one that I personally use is Oppo, and I think that is a game changer for me. I think I've been using it for almost 1 year. They have a mode that is called extreme mode. I'm not sure what it's called in the app, and it's only for a pro member. And honestly, that is insane, but in a good way. Once it's on, there's no cancelling. For the other mode that in Oppo, you can just take breaks. Maybe after like waiting for 5 seconds, you can just take breaks. But in this extreme mode, you can't take break, you can't cancel the sections. The apps you blocked are completely locked until the sections has ended. So even if you pick up your phone out of habit, you can't open Instagram, TikTok, or whatever apps that is actually wasting your time. If you want to try it, I've got a referral code down below, so that will give you 30 days of Pro for free. If you don't like it, no worries, you just have to cancel it and you won't be charged. And just to be clear, I don't make any money out of this. I recommend it because I truly think it has helped me a lot. And if you join because of my referral code, I will get a new job, and that's it. I don't earn anything from it. In recent years, I have a different opinion when it comes to wasting life. I was once a very hardworking person, thinking that I should work really hard to get what I want. I don't mind to sacrifice my time before my work, my time after work, weekends, holidays. I can just spend all the time to work towards my dream. So I stopped dancing that I at least went once a week before I truly start to work towards my goal. I stopped seeing friends. I didn't have any entertainment in life. I worked even when my family visit here. I didn't go out with them at all. I wasn't happy, but I think that's fine because I'm getting what I want soon. Even though I grow a lot during that period, but it was just not sustainable at all. So most importantly, and the final thing, that is, I would like you to avoid working very hard just for the sake of your dream. Because at the end, your life isn't just about work and chasing more and more achievements. It is also about enjoying and being present in life. Understand, you've got to have a very quick objections in your mind, that is, if you don't work hard and try to have more fun, it's gonna delay your progress so much. And the answer is no, I don't actually think so, because the first thing is, if you work too hard and you not rest enough, you get overwhelmed and you get burnout. Burnout will only lead to quitting, but not continue on this wonderful journey. And second, your loved ones, especially your family members, they are likely that much older than you. This is a very hard truth. Not that I'm wishing they pass away soon, but I've experienced that, and that is, you don't have unlimited time to spend quality moments with them. The third is, you have more energy now to explore new places, to have the wonderful adventures than you will when you get older. So ultimately, it is not just about having fun, it is about balancing and truly live a life that is meaningful to you, that you can achieve a lot of achievement and at the same time being present, truly enjoy your time in this earth. So therefore, make sure that you have at least 10% of your time are for purely fun in life. At least 10%, but of course, if you can, maybe try to have more time. So that is the end of this video, and I hope you enjoyed it. I will see you in my next video. Bye!